After reviewing quite a few American films, it is time to migrate up north to Canada with Zombie Nightmare, a repulsive, rotten-to-the-core 80s zombie pick. I've seen quite a few bad zombie movies throughout the years, like Redneck Zombies or sci-fi zombie apocalypse. But Zombie Nightmare really takes the cake. It shits on those other films. Those other picks are Citizen Kane compared to this ungodly quote-unquote movie. It's rare to see so much crap concentrated to one movie, but here it is. It's about this young man who is run over by a group of psychopathic partying teenagers. The devastated mother calls upon a Haitian voodoo priest, summons the kid back into an undead being in order to exact revenge on those that killed him. It's a pretty B-movie type story, but it actually had a bit of potential to it. But gosh, is it terrible. Is it horrible? I haven't seen such an inept and boring movie in a little while actually, and that's saying a lot coming from a guy who reviews awful movies on YouTube. The first thing I'll mention is that the actors may as well have been the undead. It's absolutely atrocious. There barely isn't a line of dialogue that doesn't sound fake. It's horrible. It makes me feel like vomiting, really. The most mind-bending aspect, though, is that Adam West stars in this film. What? How? A quality actor appearing in such a low-grade crap of a horror movie? That's a shit stain on his CV, and quite a phenomenal one. Speaking of acting, Manuska replayed the voodoo priest cannot act for the love of ass. She mumbles her lines half of the time. It's one thing to have a foreign accent, but it's another thing to not be able to speak. Also, she does these crucifix symbols while resurrecting the dead with voodoo spells. I'm confused, is this voodoo or Christianity? The characters are really the worst. Not only do you barely get to know anything about them, really, the only way to make characters more shallow than this is to not have characters at all. The main guy in the band of them who killed the kid happens to be a future serial killer who gets excited after running over and murdering an innocent man. What an insane person! What kind of parent would raise such a kid? People, lock this guy up! He's a menace to society! The music, the heavy metal track tries to be cool, but it's garbage, and just adds to this film being quite possibly the worst zombie movie I have ever seen. The camera angles are also quite bad. Is the director a 14-year-old amateur? Sometimes it'll give us a shot from far away when it would have been way scarier up close. So that's an enormous hit and miss.
I could understand that with a budget of only $180,000, they couldn't really...
No, you know what, actually? No, that isn't even an excuse. I've seen movies made with much less, but which were made way better than this piece of cow feces. Oh yeah, and of course, there isn't any lighting either, so when a scene takes place in the dark, you get a bunch of bumbling, stupid shadows just rambling around. Pretty classic. This also features some of the worst, most fake-looking, most cringe-worthy fight scenes I have ever witnessed. Sometimes, you can see that the punch doesn't actually hit the person's cheek. Or when kicked, you can see that the person is just propelling himself away, as if he was really kicked. These scenes actually made my jaw drop. They are hilarious. Those are so bad it's good, but otherwise, the rest is just so bad. Even though this isn't part of the official list, I nominated as one of the worst flicks ever. Even if you're a devout zombie fan, like myself actually, please, I am begging you, there are so many other zombie movies out there to choose from. I'm begging you to not watch this awful thing.